So good morning once again. Just wanted to say thank you everyone for dialing in and welcome to today's webinar covering digital AP1 submissions using InfoTrack through integration with our partner PracticeEvolve SOS Linetime. So my name is Lisa Summerton and I'm Head of Strategic Partnerships here at InfoTrack. I'm delighted to be joined by my colleagues, Haifa Khatib, who will pick up the questions and answer session at the end, Kelly Cutler, who will run through the AP1 changes and InfoTrack's platform offering, and Adam Bullion from PracticeEvolve SOS Linetime, who will be available for any specific questions should anyone have any at the end. Just a little bit of housekeeping before I hand over to Kelly. I'd like to draw your attention to the question and answer tab at the bottom of your screen. As explained, we will be running a Q&A at the end of the session, so please do type any questions you might have in this area in the Q&A box. If you could include your name too, that would be really helpful, as if we do run out of time or your question requires further clarification, we can then be sure to get back to you directly after the webinar. So a very brief overview from me before I pass you over to Kelly. So in 2021, the Land Registry took a giant leap to moving away from paper-based processes and launched their electronic digital registration service, or as it's more commonly referred to now, EDRS. A huge number of applications have been received through the service already, with the largest Land Registry integrated partner being InfoTrack. From November of this year, everyone will be required to put their AP1s through the new digitised service. Requisitions on basic errors are down by roughly 30%, and applications are processed and completed in half the time of an uploaded application, meaning law firms will save time and reduce their risk. So as mentioned earlier, from November of this year, the Land Registry won't accept scanned or PDF copies of AP1s for changes to existing titles via their portal. The good news? InfoTrack has had a digitised solution in place for some time now, so a working solution is already available to you via our portal and via the integration with PracticeEvolve Linetime SOS. So no need to reinvent the wheel. To date, over 500,000 submissions have been successfully placed through our AP1 solution. Through InfoTrack, we've had a huge proportion already go through this, and I think we've done roughly 500,000 to date, if not more. So I'm now going to pass you over to Kelly, who will walk you through the recent changes and great features available through InfoTrack. Kelly, over to you.
Thanks very much, Lisa. So as Lisa mentioned, I'm Kelly Cutler here at InfoTrack. So I'm just going to take you through a very short PowerPoint on the Land Registry changes and why they're doing it. And then we'll move into InfoTrack solution. So I'm just going to stop my video a second. There we go. Right, so the Land Registry Digital AP1 mandate, as Lisa said, from November 2022, we will no longer accept scanned or PDF copies of AP1s for changes to existing titles using the Land Registry portal. So that's direct from Land Registry. Currently, up to 80% of AP1 submissions involve uploading physical paper documents. So what are the changes? So the electronic document registration service, known as the EDRS, is where a PDF or a scanned form are uploaded onto the system for it to be read and reviewed by a caseworker as part of a very manual process. The new digital registration service, known as the DRS, is when information is added in as data in predefined fields. So capturing it this way allows the system to read the data and check for any errors. So we're moving away from the EDRS to the DRS. So reasons on why Land Registry are going digital, because there are current manual process delays and costs. They're receiving high number of requisitions, high volumes of support calls, so that comes with long waits and poor service, lack of requisition management tool, and obviously to protect the register's data integrity. So what does this mean for the industry? It means quicker processing times, digitalisation of the process, you get online guidance for submissions, fewer errors and reduction in requisitions, and obviously the opportunity for further innovation. So what things do a law firm need to consider? First off is change management. So change challenges. You need to get ahead of the change and not to get stuck in the backlog. November is around the corner, and you need to make sure you have your processes set in place. You need to consider staff training catered to individuals and ongoing real-time support as well. And then from a productivity point of view, so as I've mentioned, registrations will be digital only. So that again means no paper or PDF forms. You need to consider your software suitability, so your integration, your CMS and land registry, and the ability to directly liaise with the caseworkers. And then from a compliance point of view, audit trail and how to report to regulators, full firm visibility of all matters, including requisition management tool, and key dates automation. So your solutions. The new digital process through the Land Registry DRS service, or to use a land registry partner integrated through the business gateway like InfoTrack. So just to give you some stats on InfoTrack, we are Land Registry's key business partner and biggest user. We've been doing digital AP1 since 2016. We have 6 years of continuous software improvement. We've managed to reduce requisitions by up to at least 30%. And we do over 550,000 submissions a year. I think that's actually nearing on 600,000 now. And what do digital AP1s by InfoTrack look like? Well, you get full guidance and expert support for every application. We have form flexibility, so that means you can do things like shared ownership, staircasing matters. We're integrated with leading CMS as well as lender panels. We have one-page form pre-populated and linked to HMRC's STLT5 and electronically signed deeds. And you get our unique AP1 dashboard with application overview, auditing tools, which manages requisitions and cancellations. And looking ahead, we're going to continue to invest in more experts for additional support. We're going to continue to expand our integration partners. We're going to add new lender management panels. And we're going to continue to reinvest back into the system. And there's just a testimonial from one of our long-standing clients who has been using actually both STLT and AP1 through InfoTrack. So now I'm going to move on to walking you through InfoTrack's end-to-end digital AP1 submission and management software. I'm just going to switch screens. There we go. So you're going to go through your case management system and you'll come to a screen very familiar with this. And you can see that AP1 can be found here in the post-completion workflow, naturally sitting behind the SDLT, where we similarly integrate with the HMRC, allowing you to digitally submit your stamp duty returns. Using both the post-completion services allows you to submit these in under 5 minutes. As I've already mentioned, InfoTrack released that AP1 product back in 2016, and we continue to work very closely with the Land Registry to develop the business gateway services across the Land Registry services. What you see here is our latest AP1 software, which has been built with the aim to make your post-completion process faster, more accurate, and reduce the potential for unnecessary requisitions. So as we click into the AP1, what you see is our smart interactive form. When you're going through your case management system, your matter is already going to have pulled through for you. But like all InfoTrack products, obviously the matter reference tells us about information already contained within your matter. So depending on whether you're accessing InfoTrack from your case management system or depending on the orders you've already placed with us, we can populate up to 90% of the AP1 form for you. This is really important when it comes to reducing the time it takes to complete your AP1, removing the need to rekey information and reducing the potential for missed information. So I'm just going to pop mine in. So on this matter, I've already ordered a register, submitted my STLT return. So as we work through the form, you'll be able to see how much information is already pre-populated for you. All required fields are asterisk, so you won't be able to submit your application with missing information. Registration type is our first required field. So for Land Registry portal customers, you should be used to selecting the registration type. If you are unsure as to the registration type relevant to your application, you can head over to our FAQs for definitions plus lots of other AP1's tips and tricks. Today, we're going to be running through a simple discharge, transfer and charge application affecting the whole of the title. so dealing is the relevant registration type. Our title number has already pre-populated over, and we're able to add on further titles if needed here. But we're also able to verify the titles automatically for you, showing the address, and we'd show any pending registration status as well, reducing the risk of cancellation of your application due to an invalid title. We're also able to pre-populate the local authority and the postcode for you. So now we can move on to selecting the priority applications we're looking to change the register with. What we do is simply select the drop down to see the wide range of application types easily identifiable with their form code and description. As you can see there, we also organise application into common forms and form bundles, making it quick and easy to select common applications like discharge, transfer and charge. But just like most forms, our AP1 form is about working from left to right, top to bottom, and reviewing the information from your file and documents and completing the relevant fields. We also integrate with our Sign It for Deeds product. So where your deeds have been electronically signed, on selecting yes, we'll automatically look for and upload your conveyancer certificate into supporting documents. If your deeds are not signed electronically, then you can simply upload them here and confirm their certification. For those who are integrated with the case management system, you'll be able to select the files obviously associated with that matter only. If you need to move the order in which your application types should be registered or removed from the title, you can simply drag and drop. There's no limit on the number of applications you can submit in one AP1. And if you can't find an application that matches your deed, you can simply select AP1, change the register, and upload your deed to the next section. So I'll remove that on there. We'll automatically calculate your lead application fee using the pre-populated consideration value from your SDLT submission, so no need for a fee scale or a calculator. As we move further down, you can see we'll also automatically attach your SDLT 5, reducing the risk of it being forgotten and a requisition being raised. Here in supporting documents, you'll be able to upload any supporting file like consent forms, power of attorney, countersigned documents, and so on in one place. All along the right-hand side too as well, we've added some handy guidance for you when completing the sections, plus tips to help reduce common requisitions. So for new users that maybe started to submit without any prior knowledge of the paper AP1, these guides can really help users better understand the sections and the land registry's requirements. Now we move on to the party details. So here we've split what traditionally was panel 13 into 3 manageable sections: applicants, proprietors, and other parties. So as missing or incorrect party information is a common cause of requisitions, we wanted to group information in a way where you can move through the sections consciously, ticking off the required from left to right without having to jump around the form or clicking through multiple pages. As you can see here, the majority of the work is done for us. The applicant's name is pulled across and the lodging conveyancer also already pre-populated. We can also complete the applicant's role field because you've told us that you're lodging a transfer and a charge. All that you need to do here is simply add in the lender's details for the applicant's new mortgage. So as you start typing, it will suggest relative banks populating their address. We can also confirm the application. You can simply select the lodging conveyancer from the list of users within your firm, and then you can update the contact details here if needed as well. Now we can move on to the proprietors section. We call it this because we know that there is a transfer being lodged, and so a registered proprietor will be a transferor. As we've ordered the register on this matter, we're able to populate the proprietors' names here. We're also able to populate the conveyancer's details from the SDLT submission, and again associate the borrower roles for the discharge application and the transferor for the transfer. So all I need to do is add in the bank here. And then If there are any other parties within the applicant, and you can select if you've got the beneficiary, power of attorney, etc., they can be added under this section. As we've built the form, you will notice on the left-hand panel, we'll update with the key information to help you view the information supplied as you go, and you can jump into each section and that will take you to the relevant part of the form as well. So as we move further down to the associate applications, the task here is simply to review what you've got. We have the 2 borrowers and the lender for the discharge, the transferee and the 2 transferors for the TR1, and the borrower and the lender for the new charge. All that's left to do here is complete the address for service for the applicant. So you can enter in the address for service for each priority yourself, including their postal email or DX address. Disclosable interest is defaulted to no for ease, and again to speed up the time it takes to complete the form. Now what we have here is what I like to call an integration within an integration. So if you are integrated with us to LMS, the mortgage office, you can link your application to your LMS case number and will automatically send them your submission receipt and then completion of registration details once your application is complete. So you don't have to go off to the conveyancing zone on another website to update that. And then we have here is our notes section. So as I've already said, we have full form flexibility. So any information you need to let the caseworker know about, you can put that in the notes section here. But we do also integrate with our Asian wording straight into the notes section for you here as well. So finally, here at the bottom of the form is where you can confirm the credentials used to submit the application. These should be stored in your InfoTrack settings, but on occasions where your Land Registry EDRS account changes, say you update your password, you can update them here as well. And then if needed, you can include any third-party recipient information here for all correspondence about the application. So you'd simply select a colleague from the drop-down or select other user to manually enter the details. So on print and save, down the bottom, we can actually populate a paper AP1 form for you. So that'll be a form that you're very familiar with. So you can review, download, print and share where required. And we'll of course send you an email over and send the file back to case management. If you are happy to submit your application instead, we'll send your EAP1 to the Land Registry and instantly we'll return a submission receipt showing your application's Land Registry reference, so you know the application has made it to the day list and therefore has priority. So now I'm going to head over to the AP1 dashboard. As with most products at InfoTrack, we have like a big brother overview of our core products. So as I head over to the AP1 dashboard, you'll be able to see the submissions that have been put through. You can filter through the submissions using the top ribbon here. You can look at cancelled, requisitions outstanding, in progress, etc. We do also have the feature put those into a CSV file as well, so you can filter through them.
Sorry to interrupt, Kelly. Could you repeat that last one, because you seem to be breaking up just a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. Sorry, go back to this screen.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So going back to this screen, this will be where all your applications are. You can filter through those applications. 1 second, I'm just gonna, might be the internet. Go. So you should be able to filter through those submissions using the top ribbon here, using requisition outstanding and so on. Then you can filter through those using this export tool, which will enable you to put those submissions into a CSV file. So I'm just going to go back into one where we have requisition outstanding. This will basically give you a free chat service with the caseworker, so like a WhatsApp style chat. You'll have the document that's been lodged. You can check the day list for any pending registrations. You'll be able to view the related files associated to that AP1. And we have the back end here where you're able to add any additional recipients if you need to. We're going back to the WhatsApp style chat. So you'll get your submission receipts, and then if any requisitions that will come in here, so you'll have a full audit trail. But we do have some really handy features here. So if you want to acknowledge and add an internal note, you can do that through here. So if you have several people working in a team on the post-completion services, you can add that in there. You can request HMLR action. So if you would like an update, cancellation, if you need it to be expedited, you can do it through this section here. And again, we have our handy FAQs as well to help you. We're going back to responding to the requisition. So you have a free type box here, which you're enabled to put in any message and answer any requisition through here. But we also have this handy feature, regenerate details. So we know panel 13 is a real pain point. So there's a spelling mistake or the incorrect party role or whatever it might be. You can make the amendments here. So if it's David, you can see that it will amend it and it will put it in a format that we know the land registry will accept, preventing further requisitions. You can remove parties, add any additional parties, and you can also upload any documents that you need as well. And as I've mentioned, it's a completely free type box. And along with our dashboard, you also get our handy calendar as well. So if you want to be super organized, you can see what AP1 cancellations are coming up and any OS priority expiries as well for you. And along with that, if you have any submissions, any requisitions, anything that you're stuck with, our help desk will be able to talk you through any of those if you need that extra support. So now I'm going to hand back to Haifa for any questions.
Thank you, Kelly. Just one moment. Let me just share my screen.
We just, to apologise for, there was a little bit of intermittent cutting out, Kelly, from some of yours, so there could be some questions that you may have covered. No problem at all. And Haifa, there are some questions in the chat as opposed to the Q&A. So yeah, I don't know if you want me to run through those or whether you've got them in front of you.
Yeah, I have them in front of me, but I'm fine to do either way. One moment. Actually, could you just go through them?
Yes, of course, no problem. So, Kelly, the first question, it's more of a statement, but whether you could just clarify, one of the attendees has mentioned that the pre-population fees does not pull through from the SDLT amount. Is that correct, or does that happen?
Sorry, the pre-population
fee does not pull through from the SDLT amount?
No, so we've got when you say fee, are they talking about, that's
all it says.
Okay. We could come back on that if you want. I think it pulls through
just separately on that one, just to clarify, and we can then update everybody on that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, that's fine.
Somebody else has just asked when this is going live, and we can confirm it's been live for a number of years now, and has had many submissions going through it, so it's available for use. Let's have a quick look. Just going down the questions. Would you be looking to add estimated delivery dates to your AP1 dashboard? This would be helpful to manage client expectations and is currently available at LandReg when submitting directly.
Yes, that's actually being looked at at the minute, so we'll update you when that's completed.
Super. Can you view the AP1 dashboard by user? I work in a big firm and want to only look at my registrations as opposed to company-wide.
You should be able to do that by selecting on InfoTrack. You can have full visibility, or you can just look at your cases. So yeah, we can show you.
Yeah, you basically tick all or tick your own.
Yeah.
How can you apply for an extension of time for a requisition? As I was previously told, you could not do this through InfoTrack.
Yeah, you've got request HMLR action, and that gives you the option to request an extension of time. But yeah, we can get the account manager to call you on that. That's no problem.
Good to know that that's available. Please, could you remind how to get to repopulate details for AP1? As my registrations team say, you cannot amend an AP1 electronically, but it sounds as if you can.
You absolutely can, but we will get an account manager to contact you and go through that. That's no problem.
Super. And with regards to the first point regarding the pre-population of fees, the attendee has said, I meant the fees for the application does not pull through or get calculated from the SDLT form. You have to manually put it in. I thought that pulled across from...
When it's the fee, I'm guessing the fee that you're paying on the purchase price. So if it's 450,000 and the fee that the actual the STLT fee that they're paying doesn't pull across. I believe that doesn't. Yes, there we go. So you can put that in there, but it stipulates that you don't. So basically we pull through the purchase price, and then it will obviously give you the land registry fee, but you don't have to put that value in there, as in whatever the tax is being paid. You've got your STLT5 that's automatically attached to the AP1. If you want to put that price in there, you can put it in the notes section at the bottom.
Super, that's great. And then, oh yes, that's come through on there as well. That's all on the chat. Have you got any more, Haifa?
No more from my side. I think that's all the questions that we have today. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you all found this session helpful and informative. If you did have any other questions about anything you've learned today, or you haven't had a chance to submit them, then please do contact us by telephone or using the details on your screen, which is there. And if the session is being recorded, and we will send you a copy so you can refer back to it. All that's left to say is thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.